Glipwood Forest and some of its plant life had already been explored, documented, explained, expounded on, and delineated with greater insight and wit than I ever could have. Crushed was I, verily. Yet glad am I, dear perchance peruser, that I reshelved Brownstone's toes that day, and tremblingly retrieved, and then thrillingly read the book before me. Because, though verily crushed that Groverly had already found what I sought in my seeking, my spirit was soon lifted into the upper ether of giddy joy when I realized I could enjoy, most giddily, Glipwood's many plantish and geographical intricacies from a comfy chair in a cozy bookshop without losing a single digit to a toe nibbler. So it is with great pleasure that I present to you a revised edition of A Ranger's Guide to Glipwood Forest by Owen Groverly. May it awaken in you a longing to visit Glipwood Forest, even as it warns you to avoid it at all costs. May you note with rapturous glee the mystery of the Glipwood oak's thrivance that Groverly so casually mentions in his account of the forest south of the Blapp. May you experience Groverly's guidance from the comfort of your snug perch on a rainy winter's day. May you wiggle all 10 of your toes with gratitude to the Maker that they are unnibbled, your flesh ungobbled, and your mind unboggled as you read of the glorious second epic of Scree, when rangers bravely faced the beasts of Glipwood Forest. Alistair B. Pembroke, Esquire, Yearner, Peruser, Sketcher, Greengrocer. Introduction. When I turned 14, Pa sat me down on a stump outside the barn and handed me a sword. That was the day I set out to range the wilds of Glipwood Forest, mapping its length, width, breadth, and depth. Yes, depth. For the forest seemed designed to kill anyone who wandered its bowels. My father and mother lived in Irwale on the shores of Lake Jamanda. Irwale at the time was a hamlet trying to be a village. Now, of course, it's a village trying to be a town, one big enough to support a livery, 2 cafes, a tavern, and a bookshop. My father was a farmer, as was his father before him. I spent my days tending horses, harvesting berries, and sacking thwaps until late afternoon when Pa let me ramble the prairies as I wanted. He knew I had the tug for farther hills, and I knew even as a young lad that it pained him to make me work the land. It wasn't that I didn't like the work. It was fine for what it was. The horses, Bull and Yui, were obedient and easy enough to drive when they were on the plow. Berry harvesting was easy too, because my pa never begrudged me the occasional munch while I gathered. I know because when I came in from the patch with purple cheeks to go with my full baskets, he always winked at Ma and praised my labors. My sisters, Sharon and Shauna, were model children, but my mind was elsewhere. Ma and Pa knew I was a born wanderer, explorer, and investigator with an urge to peek under every stone, leaf, and hay pile. And furthermore, they knew that when I inevitably grew up and wandered away, they would have the youngsters to help out. Grandpa and Grandma lived in a cabin just past the spine tree grove and were willing hands, too. It was they who taught me the wonders of plant life, concocting salves from weed roots, sweeteners from twig bark, and munchables from 3-lip petals. The point is, I have no complaints about growing up on the farm in Irwale. Being out in the sun on a summer day suited me fine, no matter what I was doing. But whenever the dogs came howling, the gulp swallows scattered from a stand of nearby trees, and we all hustled to the house to hide from some passing beast. Most often a limber wolf, but sometimes something worse, like a snarl of squeeblins. Sharon and Shauna would hide under the table with the dogs, but I couldn't help peeking out the window at the critters snuffling around the farmstead, while the henpecks cowered in the coop. Both Ma and Pa saw the gleam in my eye, my hunger for danger, and my yearning for knowledge. My whole body ached to see the creatures with my own eyes, and after they snuffled away, my whole body ached to follow. The farm was safe, more or less. The plains were not. Just beyond the fences, out on the rise of the nearest hill, menacing shapes would creep past at dusk, and I wanted to saddle Bull and give chase. It wasn't that I didn't care about the farm. I just cared so much more about what lay beyond it. Where had those limber wolves come from?